How's it going, guys? This is Rob at Optimal Carnivore. Now, today I'm going to give you my top 5 myths surrounding the carnivore diet. Some of these myths might be worrying people, might be causing a bit of apprehension from starting the diet. Let's try bust those myths. Myth number 1, saturated fat and cholesterol causes heart disease. If you don't eat cholesterol, your liver makes cholesterol itself. So why would your liver make something that's killing us? Every cell in your body is made of cholesterol. It's essential for human life. It's been falsely criticised for too many years, decade after decade. And if you have a look at it, there's not one credible study that proves it. But there are studies showing people with higher cholesterol live longer. This is well documented. There's researchers that were paid off by the sugar industry to blame saturated fat and cholesterol on heart disease, giving sugar a free pass. I wonder why that is. Just remember this. There's no known mechanism how saturated fat clogs your arteries. So if somebody says that, just say, what's the mechanism of that? And they won't be able to answer you. Myth number 2 about the carnivore diet. Too much protein damages your kidneys. No, it doesn't. Again, not a shrapnel of evidence showing that at all. If you think about it logically, it makes sense. As we know, every cell in your body is half protein, half fat. So if you're eating that, which is what you get from a carnivore diet, every kidney cell is half protein, half fat. So you actually get a strong, robust kidney that are not getting damaged. Doctors seem to associate creatinine levels with damaging the kidneys. But when you're eating a lot of red meat, you get a lot of creatine. It's just a waste product. Same with urea. So you've got amino acids that are broken down into ammonia and urea. Okay, you're eating a lot of protein, you get a lot of waste products. Our bodies are capable of handling it. Our ancestors over millions of years would not be here today if we couldn't handle some red meat. And what is highly linked to kidney disease? Diabetes. So high blood sugar levels, that is what's damaging your kidneys. So eat your high protein, your kidneys can handle it. It's what we're evolved to do. Myth number 3, meat causes gout. No, sad that it gets the blame for this. Gout can be caused by uric acid, which foods like meat can have a lot of purines in, and that gets broken down into uric acid. But it is getting falsely villainized. So basically, if you're eating a lot of protein, but yeah, the rest of your diet is absolutely horrendous, you've got diabetes, hyperinsulinemia, then it can get the blame. Like, that's going to add to your purine level and your uric acid level. It's like getting a full McDonald's meal and blaming the little bit of meat that's actually 100% beef on everybody getting obese and diabetic. Was it the fries? Was it the milkshake? Was it the bun? Most likely, yes. Basically, when somebody's type 2 diabetic, overweight, obese, hyperinsulinic, it might not be a good idea just to slam meat on top of that horrendous diet. But it was not what caused your gout. Quick science about it. Basically, insulin signals to your kidneys to hold on to uric acid. So when people are getting more overweight, type 2 diabetic, insulin has to rise. So you become hyperinsulinemic. So you get this abnormal levels of insulin in your blood at one time, falsely signaling the kidneys to hold on to stuff that it doesn't need to hold on to, like uric acid, which then can deposit in your joints, crystallize into the big toe and cause gout. That's why a lot of people are reversing gout on the carnivore diet. So how do you reverse gout? You lose weight, you normalize your insulin levels, your uric acid levels will drop down with it because you're not falsely telling the kidneys to hold on to it. Carnivore myth number 4. Don't we need vegetables? Don't we need fiber? I could make an hour's video on this topic, but let's try to simplify it for this one, okay? 99.99% of pesticides are produced by plants themselves. So think about that. So we're not even talking about these artificial herbicides, pesticides, glyphosate crap that gets sprayed on our food. Regardless of that, even if they weren't sprayed, 99.99% of plant toxins are produced by the plant themselves. So whether they've been sprayed or not, that plant is getting ready for chemical warfare, which makes sense. We're humans or an animal, we can fight, we can bite, we can scratch, we can run away. What can a plant do? It's rooted in the ground, okay? It cannot do those things. So its only defense mechanism is plant toxins, chemical warfare, oxalates, tannins, isothiocyanates, lectins, glutens are lectin, phytates, saponins, digestive enzyme inhibitors, all produced by the plants to deter predators from eating them. Otherwise, they die out. We're all in this race for survival. But back to the question, don't we need vegetables? No, we don't. Because first, there's nothing that you can't get in animal products that you can get from a plant. But you cannot say the other way around. There's nothing in a plant we need at all. But there's a lot of things a myriad of lists of nutrients, essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, everything you can think of that is only found in animal products. B12, D3, K2, creatine, anserine, taurine, carnitine, carnosine, not bioavailable if even found in plants at all. Some people with sensitivities, these defense chemicals found in plants that we spoke of, like gluten, celiacs, do you know, that's what it's linked to. A lot of people can react badly, get autoimmune diseases, eczema, they might get Crohn's, they might get joint pain, they might get thyroid disorders, all these things, a plethora of conditions just from eating plants. Now, that's not to say everybody's sensitive. It's absolutely on a spectrum. There's different sensitivities, so you've got to try them out for yourselves. But take this message from it. If this is all you're going to take, you do not need them in your diet to be healthy. A lot of people, it makes them unhealthy. It's backwards, I know. Surely we need fibre. Nope. One, we don't have the enzyme cellulase to break down cellulose. That's why it just goes through you. That's not a good thing. You don't get a reward at the end of your life for the largest bowel movement or the most frequent. I know, it's annoying. Trust me, there's a lot of carnivores that still go to the toilet even though they haven't had fibre. It's just indigestible plant matter that blocks our colons, can cause Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, mouthful, IBS, bloating. So a lot of my clients report the digestion is amazing. I've had clients with these conditions and they're completely reversed. I think it helps to keep you regular. It's actually shown the opposite. It can cause constipation. Think about it. You're putting more waste products down a pipe, basically. So that's like there's a massive traffic jam and we're adding cars to the traffic jam to try and improve the traffic jam. So if you think about it logically, how would it help constipation? We're not designed to chew cardboard. Proper animal nutrition, bioavailable, top drawer. And myth number 5, I get asked this a lot. How do you get all your nutrients, your vitamins and minerals if you're only eating steak? All honesty, the short answer is a steak has everything we need. Every mineral, every vitamin, every essential amino acid, fatty acid, everything we need. And most importantly, nothing that we don't need. A steak contains like over 70,000 different compounds, most that we don't even know what they do. We are literally made of red meat. We eat like for like. We eat for 2 reasons: to replace animal tissue and to get energy. That is what everything you're getting from a steak. All the meaty, fleshy, literally we're eating muscle to put muscle back on our bodies. Remember, every cell in your body is half protein, half fat. Look at a ribeye, protein and fat. Fat is the energy, meat is the scaffolding. Oh no, there's nothing missing if you're just eating meat. So you don't have to just eat meat. There's ridiculous amounts of things you can eat. Look how many different cuts are on a cow. Look how many different animals are. Look at eggs, look at dairy if you tolerate it. What about vitamin C? Not one case of scurvy has been reported from people eating a carnivorous diet. Glucose, sugar compete for vitamin C. They both compete for the same receptors. So if you're on a low carb diet, which is pretty much 0 carb when you're on a carnivore diet, there's not loads of sugar floating around to compete for the vitamin C receptors. So your vitamin C requirement drops. There's also a small amount of vitamin C in meat, even though might not say it on the package, but if you look into it, it actually is there. When it's under a certain amount, they don't have to state it. Vitamin C is needed to make carnitine, but you're getting carnitine directly from red meat. So your requirement from vitamin C is dropping again. So by not having carbs, but by eating carnitine. And it's also used to make collagen. That's why scurvy symptoms like bleeding gums and your joints bleeding and you can die eventually. That's why that occurs, because you're not having collagen synthesis occurring. What do you think's in meat? Getting all the amino acids that make up the collagen, so you don't need the vitamin C. Again, thus lowering the requirement. If you're worried about vitamin C levels, just have a little bit of liver once a week. Sorted. Worried about nutrient deficiency still? If you're eating steak and eggs, which you're not going to have any, try a little bit of liver, nature's multivitamin. You'll find if you're eating this way and you're listening to your body is very, very smart. People eat a lot smaller portions than they think they could handle, satiated for hours and hours. If your body was lacking a nutrient, it would tell us. If you're not hungry, you're happy. So I hope you enjoyed these myths. Sorry for rambling on. If there's anything in your concern or any myths that you've come across that you've busted or they're still bothering you, bob them in the comments and we can have a chat. Cheers, guys.